Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about higher education, focusing specifically on faculty. The article I have for you, courtesy of Forbes, is titled Pandemic Toll More Than Half of College Faculty Have Considered a Career Change or Early Retirement. So, this article talks about a survey done during the month of October last year, and the article addresses the pandemic's impact on higher education, in particular, the morale of college faculty. So it uses a study where a survey was developed seeking responses from faculty at 2 and 4 year colleges and universities across the country. And what the study reveals, a finding of it, is that 55% of university and college faculty considered either changing careers or retiring early. Now, one thing I should note about the study is that it's only taking responses of less than 1,500 people, right? So, and also the responses were collected between October 13th to October 29th of last year. So what you have is a very small sample size, but it does give us some insight into how faculty felt during this pandemic. But of the respondents who were sought out, 48% were tenured faculty, 11% were tenure track, 16% were non-tenured, and 25% were part-time or adjunct. And the last bullet really talks about what the responses were in regards to how faculty felt about the pandemic. So you can see increased levels of stress, gender disparities, and reevaluating their career and retirement plans. So, reported significant emotional reactions by faculty. 69% of the respondents felt stressed in 2020, but that's compared to 32% in 2019. And you can see a trend here where compared to 2020, compared to 2019, things are a lot worse in 2020, right? Especially the last bullet, 13% felt hopeful in 2020 compared to 41%. So you're seeing fatigue, you're seeing stress, and you're seeing uncertainty. Now, female faculty, they were affected at a disproportionate impact from the pandemic. So you can see 75% of female faculty reported feeling stress, which compared to 2019, it was only 34%. But if you look at the 59%, that's compared to the male faculty. So female felt significantly more stressed than male faculty. 74% of female faculty reported a deterioration in work-life balance compared to 63% of male, and 82% of women professors reported increase in workload compared to only 70% of male faculty. Now, faculty are reassessing career and retirement plans, and 55% of faculty have seriously considered changes in careers or retiring early. And 35% of the faculty are considering leaving higher education for another career. And this is significant because this is particular to the faculty who are already tenured. And lastly, 40% of tenured faculty reported low career satisfaction compared to 33% among the rest. So to sum this all up, faculty, while they may have felt discouraged due to everything that happened last year, they were still positive in terms of how their institutions responded to the pandemic, with 67% saying that the institution's overall response was at least somewhat good. And 53% agreed that their institution made their safety a top priority, so that's a good thing. Safety was prioritized. And lastly, 67% answered very or somewhat concerned with returning to the classroom in the fall semester. So that's kind of something that we're all going through if you look at what Rutgers is trying to do. But to bring everything full circle, this article illustrates that college faculty also have similar concerns related to the impact of the pandemic. COVID has placed burdens on higher education institutions, which includes students, faculty, and the institutions themselves. And a legitimate concern in relation to COVID is the concept of access, right? So with all these changes, with all these sanctions, how can we ensure equal access for everyone? So what now? I pose a question here, and I'd love to get your response in the discussion, but how can public managers ease the financial burden on higher education institutions and ensure the safety of faculty and students, but without compromising the learning process? Let me know what you think. Thank you for your time.